Hello, my name is Pauline Waugh and I would like to welcome you to the Long COVID Support Scotland website. I'm a practice nurse and co-founder of the Scottish charity, the Cheyne Gang. We set up and facilitate singing for breathing groups across Scotland for people suffering from long-term lung conditions such as Chronic Obstructive Pulmonary Disease, known as COPD, severe asthma and bronchiectasis. Research, including our own, has shown that learning breath control and putting this into practice through singing has a positive impact on physical, mental and social health for those who experience the distressing symptoms of breathlessness, cough and fatigue due to these conditions. We are the only professionals offering this service in Scotland, and we have been in operation since 2013. The Cheyne Gang was created by 3 practice nurses who recognised the lack of supported self-management for people with chronic respiratory disease, other than pulmonary rehabilitation, which is not available all over Scotland. And in the same way, we have recognised that long COVID support is following a similar trend in Scotland. We decided to use our experience in setting up the Cheyne Gang to create an online resource to support people with long COVID. On exploring the management of long COVID, we discovered that the equity of access to care is difficult and divided across the country. As long COVID is very complex, a holistic approach to management and a multidisciplinary team engagement is essential given the vast array of symptoms. We engaged with our colleagues in primary, secondary and social care to explore what was already being offered with regards to support and rehabilitation. We concentrated on some of the main symptoms that are impacting physically, mentally and socially on people's lives. We recruited interested professionals from the various disciplines that have been providing support relevant to these symptoms. We've created short video bites that provide information, exercises and advice on subjects such as breathlessness, vocal strength and hoarseness, swallowing problems, concentration, returning to the workplace, relaxation, gentle exercise, improving strength and much more. These are designed for people with long COVID to dip in and out of, as we know pacing is key to managing tiredness and fatigue. So then, what is long COVID? Long COVID, or post-COVID-19 condition, as it's also referred to, is a diverse disease with multi-organ involvement. It's been described as having a relapsing and remitting nature, where sufferers feel that they've recovered and then they're hit with symptoms again. Sometimes this can be months later. It's also been linked to chronic fatigue, ME or post-viral fatigue, and so some strategies used in the management of these conditions have been employed with some success. The World Health Organization, the WHO, has developed a clinical case definition for long COVID. It refers to post-COVID-19 condition, or long COVID, occurring in individuals with a history of probable or confirmed COVID-19 infection, usually 3 months from the onset of COVID-19, with symptoms that last for at least 2 months and cannot be explained by an alternative diagnosis. It is difficult to find exact figures for the prevalence of long COVID, but it's estimated that 1 million people in the UK, which has a population of 66 million, have long COVID. This accounts for around 10% of people who had a diagnosis of COVID-19, but these figures are likely to be higher as not everyone was tested in the early stages of the pandemic, and many people had COVID-19 with no symptoms at the time. Research has shown that the symptoms of long COVID don't correlate to the severity of the first illness. It's also known to be more common in women and in the 35 to 69-year-old age group. Frequently, sufferers have previously been fit and healthy. Long COVID is therefore having a major effect on the country's workforce, with some people losing their livelihoods. There are thought to be 3 symptom clusters: sensory, which is related to the loss of taste and smell; neurological, which produces the brain fog, anxiety and low mood; cardiology and respiratory symptoms, which lead to the breathlessness and extreme fatigue. Sufferers can have a range of these symptoms, but the most commonly reported are fatigue, breathlessness and brain fog, and these are frequently seen together. Our work with the Cheyne Gang has focused on these common symptoms in relation to long-term respiratory disease, And again, this prompted us to investigate how we might support people with long COVID experiencing these. The fatigue is described as utter exhaustion. The word itself doesn't describe the severity of this symptom for some people. The breathlessness has frequently been investigated with chest x-rays, respiratory function tests, and CT scans, which are all normal. So often the patient has a breathing pattern disorder, which is known as a dysfunctional breathing, and this can lead to chronic hyperventilation. The brain fog can be an independent symptom, but may be related to low carbon dioxide levels. This is caused by the inefficient breathing pattern that some people are experiencing. This can also cause muscle fatigue and pain, which is often described by long COVID sufferers. The causes of long COVID are not fully understood, with quite a few schools of thought, but nevertheless, the symptoms can be distressing, impact on daily life, and recuperation can take months. We hope that you will find our videos helpful, but please read the disclaimer before engaging in the exercises. The site is designed for you to choose the videos that perhaps relate to your symptoms, but you can work your way through them all, ensuring you pace yourself. We have a resources page where you can find links to more websites that have been recommended by our multidisciplinary team.